Hey, I'm Mike Baccarell, and today we're going to take a look at two great Charlie Christian style lines from Mundell Lowe that show us that our chord shapes can also be a source of inspiration for our lines. Let's take a look. This first line is put over an E flat major 6 for 2 measures down to an A flat 7 for 2 measures. And the chord shape that Mundell Lowe is using for the E flat portion of the line is this basic major triad here. Now, of course, this line is something you've probably played a million times yourself. Just a nice bluesy line, right? But we can see that we can play the line while holding the chord down, so we can use this as inspiration to see where these note choices come from. Since we're in E flat, we're all going to be right here in the 11th position, and we're starting from F sharp up to G to the major 3rd, and then B flat, which are 5th, C, down to B flat on the 11th fret there on the 2nd string, and the root on the 11th fret. Then we're going to go up to the flat 3rd and give it a little quarter step bend. Now rhythmically that's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and. Now in B4 we have E flat down to D flat, which is leading us to our A flat 7 portion of the line. Now the A flat 7 portion of the line starts on C, which is the 13th fret here. Now the B flat, G flat on the 11th fret, E flat on the 13th fret 4th string, D, D flat, down to C. Now this part of the line, we can see he's visualizing this kind of A flat 9 shape. Because I can play that whole portion of the line while holding the chord down. Not to mention that Charlie Christian himself plays this exact line on one of the recordings, I believe, of Rose Room. I might be wrong. If it's a different tune, let me know in the comments. But he played this line quite a bit. And you could tell Mundell Lowe got this exact line from one of those great Charlie Christian recordings. And Charlie Christian himself was visualizing this shape while he played it. So we're going from this shape to that shape. And we're visualizing the lines right around our chord shapes. The second line is over an F7 for 1 measure, going to a B flat major. Now this line sounds super modern because it's so angular. It sounds like something that Joe DiOrio or Kurt Rosenwinkel would play. But this is another line that comes right out of Charlie Christian's vocabulary. Now again, for this line, he's playing off of this F9, F13 shape that we all know. So he starts on the B flat on the 8th fret of the 4th string, and then he goes A, E flat, G, D. And I'm playing that by picking upstroke on the B flat and then sweeping down all the way up to there. Now after the D, it goes into D flat and then C flat or B natural down to B flat. So he goes from this F13 to a sharp 5, flat 5, down to the root of the B flat chord. Now rhythmically this starts on the and of beat 1. 1 and 2 triplet, 3 and 4 and 1. Now if you're not familiar with Mundell Lowe's playing, I definitely recommend checking him out. He was an incredible player through the 50s all the way up until when he passed. He lived a really long life. He passed in his 90s. I saw him once when he was in his early 90s and he was still a monster guitar player. He did a lot of great recordings. He played with Benny Goodman for a period. He did some film soundtracks. Some of these are still easy to find and available to stream, so I recommend checking him out. He was a fantastic guitar player that time seems to have forgotten a little bit. But I hope you enjoyed taking a look at his lines. These particular lines of his are very Charlie Christian influenced, so I figured these are worth taking a look at so everyone can kind of see how you can utilize this into your own playing. So thanks for checking out today's lesson. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time.